Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services.
Good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, and I'm fired up here after talking to NRA and all that.
I was wondering why I smell smoke.
Oh, man, I tell you what, if you can't get charged up with what they're giving away, that's, 11? 11, did he say? 11 fire? Mm-hmm. That's amazing. That's more than you've got, even, so, in your collection. So, let's don't count numbers, though. So, hey, we had a season that's underway. It's hard to believe what this weather is. It's strange. It's strange, isn't it? It's really strange. And I know I've got some bow hunting friends that have been out there.
Science fiction.
Been out there since that third Saturday in September it started, I think.
Open September 22nd.
And so we're figured up for that maybe about 3 weeks, 2 weeks?
1, 2, going in after 2
okay,
weeks, 4 weeks.
I got a guy on the line right now that you guys know that this is where I take my deer to get processed. Stengel Brothers Outdoors, right there near Laconia in Somerville, right on top of the hill up there. It's a gathering place.
Just look for the little neon signs up there.
Way up there. So we got Scott Stengel on with us this morning. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, Larry.
All right, let's talk deer processing, buddy. I know you're a go-to place for a lot of people and things along that line. And can you believe this weather? And also, how has it affected this first couple of weeks of the season?
Well, it looks like it's going hand in hand with last year, to be honest with you.
Yes, that's right.
I think the last 2 or 3 years we've had hot weather like this. We did get a cool snap last weekend, but I just don't think the hunters are out yet because of this weather.
Yeah. So you're on about the same pace you're saying as you were last year?
Our numbers are exactly the same, even though the kill numbers are down, which I'm fortunate for that. But I think it's starting off about the same as it did last year.
Well, Scott, you and I talked off the air earlier before the show, and we talked about the life of a deer processor is fast changing. And you, as well as anybody, know the changes that are coming. And we're talking about that dreaded CWD, chronic wasting disease, that is a bad thing. It's up there with the Asian carp for you fishermen. But what effect do you see from the processor side? You've had really changes and things along that line. So walk us through what's going on at Stengel Brothers Outdoors as far as the deer processing.
Okay, now the one thing we need to touch on first is educating all the hunters that hunt outside of Tennessee.
Yes.
Anywhere outside of Tennessee, that animal has to be deboned, whether it's an elk, a mule deer, a moose. If it comes into the state, it has to be deboned.
Okay.
And you can be prosecuted according to the law, and however it could be strenuous depending on the situation.
Yes, yeah.
So I can't take it, and other than not just being a law, we need to educate it to keep CWD at bay and try to keep it out of the state.
Yeah. And there's also other effects here. I mean, you told me that as a life of a deer processor, this affects you, doesn't it?
Oh, directly. Just with our skull mounts.
Okay.
We can't do the skull mounts in-house anymore because we don't want that brain matter in the same facility as where we're processing your meat. And now, they haven't made that a law yet, but I'm saying we can't do it because ethically, I'm not going to process your meat in a facility where we're doing a taxidermy of a head from a cervid, which may or may not have that disease.
And you're one of the best European mount guys there is around there. And this is
we do a lot of them, and
yes,
it's going to hurt our business, and that not to mention the tariffs that are put on with the hides. Now that's a different thing.
Yeah, talk about that because this is something I hadn't even thought about with the tariffs with China. So and you've been able in the past, as you told me, the hides were a part of your business. I mean,
it was. We try to keep the prices best we can for our customer. One of the ways to do that, we would get somewhere in the ballpark of $12 for a salted hide.
Okay.
So at the end of the season, we'd sell somewhere 2,000 to 2,800 hides, which helped us absorb some of the cost to keep the cost down.
Yeah.
So this year, that's gone away. China, they're not accepting any hides at this moment. Now they're supposed to be having a meeting, and we don't know how that's going to go.
Yeah, it's ongoing, but you've had to make a decision that
right. We're just going to throw the hides away. It's just they're not worth housing. So it went from that cut into our business quite a bit. So it is an ever-changing business, and we've just got to be innovative and protect the hunters and protect the people that are consuming the meat. That's our number one goal.
And now that also goes back to the consumers, though, because you're going to have to do some juggling.
Definitely going to have to do some juggling. We've gone up $20 on our basic cut.
Y'all hear that out there? That's
the only way to do it.
That's the only way. Yeah. And Dave, you see that as from his side, because I know your years of with the TWRA and the capacity that you can't just and this guy and these they got the best facility that I know of as far as operation wise. You get your deer, it hangs 5 days. It's got a great cooler and everything like that, and they're people friendly. But I know this is not going to make a lot of people happy. But at the same time, this is a business. And Dave,
business. It's and I think a lot of people, forget that business, that everything that affects, in the production of something, it's got to be passed on to the consumer.
It's got to.
Or you're not, if you're a businessman, you're not going to be in business very long.
Well, Scott has said this, right, Scott? I mean, and your customers are loyal, and I know that there's a lot of folks out there say, well, I ain't going to pay $20. Come on, give me a break. I mean, this is
I think we'll have a good response. I think the ones that like the quality of the processing stay with us, and that's the importance. Keeping them safe, their family safe, and keeping that CWD out of our facility, because we really don't know all the aspects of the CWD, and they're not releasing it yet. So which that pretty much scares me. So I'm going to take every precaution to keep my customer and their family safe.
And really, it comes down to it. If someone brings one in, I mean, they've already broken the law by just bringing one to your place. I mean,
right, and that's an issue that we've had already with our drop cooler, and I've talked with Ty Inman about that. And making sure that I'm not going to be liable where in the middle of the night someone drops off a deer with bones in it, and I get up the next morning and it's there because I haven't truly even put my eyes on it. And we've already had this issue this year, and they've worked with me, and so TWRA they know that this is a problem, and we'll just take care of it accordingly.
And it doesn't affect it just you. I mean, there's quite a few deer processors around. We know that. And you guys, there is no association of deer processors, but you're an independent dealer, so to speak.
Like Scott said when he's talking about it, if somebody drops one of those animals off.
Oh, yeah, that's what I didn't even thought about.
Well, the officer got to pick it up. Well, the agency then's got to turn around and incinerate the thing.
Oh.
And that's not cheap.
That's not cheap.
No. And so ultimately, you get a lot of those. It's just going to be the cost is going to be passed down.
It is
to the stakeholders again. So license goes up.
Well, there's just a consequence. We wanted Scott on this morning because, like I say, this is where I take my deer, and I really trust Scott and all the family that does this. This is a family business. So
I have a question for the deer that's coming in already.
You asking Scott?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm asking Scott because back in the day when when I was an officer, I'd go around checking stations and be looking at deer coming in because I could tell from the deer coming in the field the health of the deer, the overall health.
Yeah,
You're looking on the inside, how much fat stores they're building up, and everything. What are they?
We've had healthy deer. We've had every deer that's been dropped off at our facility this year, and I look at that, and not just for CWD because it's hard. There's really nothing that we can tell about CWD.
Right. Yeah.
But mostly EHD or blue tongue, their hooves deteriorate, as you know. So, but I haven't seen any of that this year.
And you're talking about what are you seeing in these deer? We were talking about that before we let you go about mast. You know, what's the food thing they're eating right now? The acorns are dropping. Dave, you were mentioning that.
Yeah, most of the acorns, I've got quite a bit of white oaks up around my place, and a good mast crop, and they're starting to fall now. So I've got deer standing around, on my property. Just
I hope they're standing around on the.
And the deer are changing colors now. They're getting their winter coat on.
I hope they're changing colors.
Right, they have changed colors. They're changing colors.
I had an elderly gentleman one time with our officer. He stopped me and said, "When did y'all start stocking them red deer around here?" It was in the middle of the summer.
Well, Scott, thank you, buddy, as always, and we'll be seeing you pretty soon. And I hope up at the McCrory International Farm near Whiteville, where I hunt, that I'll be bringing you meat before long. Okay, buddy?
Well, good luck.
All right. We'll stay in touch with you. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
All right. Scott Stengel from Stengel Brothers Outdoors, right between Laconia and Bolivar and Whiteville, all in that area right there. You can't miss it. So
if you're going east,
look to your left.
If you're going west,
look to your right. There you got it. All right. Let's take a break. Come right back and going to talk a little catfishing. There's a big event coming up, too, today. I mean, there's so many things going on. Be right back.